Beautiful, alone with my enemy, and share a bitter cup of poisoning my countenance to see his face in mine, and follow every line back to my enemy. You are my pennyroyal white fly, like an innocent child that followed every line back to my enemy. Beautiful, falling fast from a state of grace, and trusting there's a light in darkest place. My dirty knees hold the ground till it's done with me. I've come to see that beauty is a thing that's without grace. You are my pennyroyal white fly, like an innocent child that followed every line back to my enemy. Beautiful, falling fast from a state of grace, and run a scarlet ink with the tears of mercy. My battle wounds lay to rest in a treasure box, and thinking of the scars as the jewels in my story. You are my pennyroyal white fly, like an innocent child that followed every line back to my enemy. Enemy, enemy, enemy.
Morning becomes eclectic. Jesca Hoop with us on our program this morning with a few friends there. Studio full of musicians. Congratulations on the record, first up.
Thank you so much.
And we were just talking, a couple of us here who've been listening to your music over the years, and obviously remember you coming here first time, and we've seen you a whole bunch of times through the years, and just thinking how far this has come since the first time we heard your music. I mean, I always heard something, obviously, because we started playing it, but you look at what's happened to you over this period of time. You got to make a record. You're about to hit the road. How are you feeling with all this stuff before we even talk about anything else?
I'm excited as hell.
Yeah?
I'm very happy.
That's great. And you're doing a show, I think, this Friday at the Wilton with Paolo Nutini, and then you head out on tour as well, right?
That's right. We're going on a tour with a group called Matt Pond.
And this will be your first full tour.
No, actually, we toured, what was it, in June and July with the Polyphonic Spree.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, they're kind of nuts.
Insane.
But good guys.
Very good guys.
And girls.
Many, many good guys and girls.
Yeah, talk about a big band of musicians. There's like 35 of them or
we
something.
Don't compare.
Yeah. They're driving along in 3 buses and you're in a van behind.
I think it was even too much for us to follow behind. We had to set our own trail.
Well, again, congratulations on getting the record out. Let's talk a little bit. Let's go back a little bit for those who haven't heard you talk about your history before. Started off singing with your parents in choirs, is that right?
Yeah, in the station wagon. We were a station wagon choir. I've said it before, Say it again. We were a station wagon choir.
What do you mean? That's the only time you sang, just in the station wagon when you were going on trips, family trips or something?
We sang everywhere we went. But yeah, in church, we started in church, but in the car. We really sang in the car.
And now, obviously, with a church background, there comes a particular type of vocalizing, of singing, yeah? Harmonies, they're a big part of what you do now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it was also the nature of the music that we listened to growing up. And my mom was a coloratura soprano, so she gave me a lot of what I like to use vocally.
What kind of music did you hear as a kid with your folks? I guess they were playing music around you.
Yeah, they would old Paul Simon. We would sing old folk songs like Irish folk songs, Greenwood Sideo, the Leatherwing Bat. The ones that come to my head. There's another one too. That's like one of the oldest folk songs recorded, and I can't remember the name of it.
Now, what about your own music? Did you discover music via radio, music that you were into yourself, pop music?
Yeah. Once I started rebelling.
Yeah. How old were you when you started rebelling?
14.
Well, that's
14.
That's about right.
I think that's as far as I can remember. But I didn't have any friends outside of the religion I was raised in. And once I finally met... You
were raised a Mormon, right?
Yeah, I was raised a Mormon.
Right.
Everybody just write it down. I was a Mormon. To say it over and over again. I met a friend outside of that church. She was my first real friend that I chose, and she introduced me to all this music that I had no idea existed.
Like?
Kate Bush.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. What else? Susie and the Banshees. It goes on. Donovan. All these people that I had no idea. I mean, there's so many people I still don't know exist. And I'm not Mormon anymore. What's going on? So
you're actually allowed to go and discover all this music. You weren't allowed to watch MTV or anything like that, right?
No, I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know it was around.
And it doesn't exist anymore, which is ironic. There you go.
Hey.
I mean, it does. It just doesn't play music.
It never existed.
It's just like it never happened.
It didn't happen for me.
For a whole generation of people, and obviously Mormons.
Yeah. All of us.
So what about then taking these influences, your background, and starting to make your own music? When did that happen?
When I was about 15, I guess. Well, I was making my music was really abstract when I wasn't kind of paying attention to the world around me. And then once I started listening to people who walk just left of the center, I kind of learned from them how to create music that could also be abstract and still translate to the listener, and kind of speak in a common language, even if it's your own weird idea of music.
Now, when did you actually start performing? Around the same time?
My own music?
Mm-hmm. Apart from singing in the station wagon choir.
I think when I was about 18, I would perform my own music. But then I took a very long detour, very long, and I forgot about performing on a stage for a very long time. And then I came back to it.
Well, let's jump forward. I was given a copy of a couple of your songs 5 years ago?
4 years ago.
Okay. And we played a couple of songs, and then I remember you just moved to the LA area.
You were the first person I met.
Really?
Yeah, I came straight to your office.
Wow. That's right.
Yes, I was
I'd
going to be your
forgotten that
nanny.
part. That's right. But I didn't have the money to hire you.
Yeah,
that's right. You need a nanny? I'd forgotten all about that. You were living in Topanga at the time as well.
I was on my way to move to Topanga.
How weird. That's strange. I'd completely forgotten that. But I remember coming to see you at Genghis Cohen.
That's right.
And this has moved on so far.
Yeah, we had some.
Well, it was fun, obviously, and you've had a couple of people helping you out in bands, obviously, along the way.
Yeah.
But you talk about the music being abstract at the beginning, and you've now made this record where there are now there's still some abstract stuff in there, ideas, but there are songs. They're fully formed, and it's an album. And tell us about making it. You made it with Tony Berg, right?
Yeah, Tony Berg and Damien Anthony, who's to my right. We were the production team on this record, and it was a real process. It was really challenging and extremely fun. Once we got into the cut of making it into that groove, we ended up having a lot of fun. We sat on our butts a really long time, and this is what came of it. Sean Everett was our engineer, and he was an absolute joy. We had amazing musicians on the record. I mean, they're still on there, those musicians.
Right.
And we were very fortunate. Tony Berg has a great network of musicians that he brought.